Hi, I'm Miller Rhodes, and today we're going to talk Self-Improvement 101. And I always like to get right into it and talk about how do you get started? How do you be effective? Well, the first thing you want to do is you want to sit down and write down a couple of sentences or just number the page 1 through 5 and write down some things in terms of how you want your life to be better. Uh, do you want to have more money in the bank? Say, I would like to have more money in the bank. Uh, do I want to lose weight? Be more physically fit? Do I want to start a business? Um, maybe, maybe you feel sick and you don't want to feel sick. So write down how you want your life to be better, and then I always feel like the way we get started on that process is by changing our fuel. And the way we change our fuel is we begin changing our minds, because when you begin to feed your mind the right fuel, you get different ideas. You're inspired to do different things. You want to go out and take massive action, but you want to have this innate sense of how you want to proceed. What's the next step? Intuitively know. It helps your intuition when you feed your mind the right information. So I think the best way to do that is by beginning to read books. I try to get through about a book a month, maybe more, but at least, 3, 4, 5 pages a day, just to keep feeding your mind the right information. And it gets into your subconscious, and that affects how you behave, how you act as well, and the steps that you take and the ideas that you get. So the first self-improvement book, the first book I think you should read, anyone should read, is Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. It has some exercises in the book, some things you recite on a daily basis, some things that you do on a daily basis that will help you get a better job, make more money, find better relationships, will change the way you think. The second one is Secrets of the Millionaire Mind by T. Harv Eker. It shows how the rich or wealthy, the middle class, and the poor, how they handle money differently, how they think differently, and how you can begin to think like a wealthy person, and that will inevitably change your life. Now, a guy who's already a millionaire told me to read these 6 books, and I have read the first 2, and I'm starting on number 4, and then I'll go back to 3, but I own the first 4 books, and I'm going to buy the other 2 pretty soon. And as part of my YouTube channel on self-improvement, personal development, and law of attraction, what I'm going to do is, as I'm reading these books, review them, talk about them, and it be your tour guide through these books. And then Start with Why is a leadership book on how knowing what your purpose is, where you're going in terms of leading other people and being a leader in general. And Psycho-Cybernetics is about being able to mold your self-image so that you have more self-confidence and you behave in ways where success is more likely. Learn to expect success. And then the 50th law is basically about not having any fear. 50 Cent, he was shot 9 times. And I think after being shot 9 times, you'll either never come out of your house again, or if you survive that, you probably figure you can survive anything. So you'll have no fear, or very little anyway. And then The Greatest Manifestation Principle in the World by Cornelius Sage. That's a book that's totally law of attraction related. How to expect the things that you want in your life to come into your life, and how to basically put the block on all of the negative things that maybe you've been attracting up to this point, and to not attract negative things into your life. So if you want to begin self-improvement, and I'm going to be talking more about this topic later, but if you want to begin self-improvement, write on paper and put it on a wall the areas of your life that you want to improve, and then begin with these books. And then I'll be talking about courses and other things in other videos. All right? I appreciate your time.